Let's go over Saturday night's main event, the card for tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Peacock. John and I will be available live for the post show at about 10:35 p.m. Eastern. But we got Cody Rhodes and CM Punk taking on Gunther and Sami Zayn. If Zayn and Gunther win, they get added to the SummerSlam main event. You kind of gave your prediction already, Neil, but let me ask you. So I'm in agreement. I think Cody and Punk win, of course. But what do you see as the directions for Gunther and Zayn? And do you think we will get that revealed or at least heavily hinted by the end of the match tomorrow?
I'm really not sure. I mean, as I say, I do think that Punk and Cody win. And of these four, I think Zayn takes the pin, would be my prediction. But what spins out of this, I'm really not clear because obviously we will then have the singles match for the title. But on the other side of things, do we get such miscommunication between Gunther and Sami that they have a match? I'm not so sure because the novelty value of Gunther versus Nick Aldis, I think, is where I see things going for SummerSlam. Now, it's very, they need to get there very quickly, but I don't know how Aldis would figure into this match. So I'm a bit confused about what storyline comes out of this match.
Me as well. It's hard for me to see them. I mean, yeah, like I guess they could have Aldis come out and cost Gunther, but that number one, he should still be injured. Number two, it's like that's probably the most like, off the top of your head type of scenario to get there. And I imagine they'd be way more creative than that with it. But that still leaves Sami Zayn, and what his direction would be for SummerSlam, unless he's off the card.
It could be, yeah. It might be that they gave Sami his big moment, and I really hate to think so, gotta say. But
is Kevin Owens still in the conversation in any of this? Not to say like that would be a match, like, with the two of them, of course, but like, are we forgetting like maybe somebody that would be his direction?
I'd like to see it. I mean, we all want to see Kevin Owens back. He's been badly missed.
So my intrigue is in that, like, is in seeing what Gunther and Zayn's directions are. But then again, they might make us wait for that. Like, there's no guarantee you'll get that revealed tomorrow. So, all right, then we move down the card. We got the Women's Tag Team Championship between Paige and Brie versus Laney Reed and Fallon Henley of Fatal Influence. Are you predicting a Paige and Brie's run to continue?
I'm not, but I'm not entirely confident in saying so. I mean, they seem a wee bit allergic at the moment to title changes on Saturday night's main event. It is relegated somewhat to Peacock. They don't seem to put that much store in it. But these titles don't have that much prestige to them, and I really do feel like that Scream mode, having these belts since WrestleMania, already is too long. I mean, if it was up to me, certainly Fatal Influence win this match.
I think so. They already lost once. They could lose twice, but I think the run has long passed its fresh date, and it's time to crown new champions. It really is. I hope for the match to be strong. It's like by the end of all of this, like, Brie and Paige can say like they defended the tag titles at MSG, and I think that's worth a lot. Probably certainly more than I was expecting. And therefore, like, directions for SummerSlam. Now here's the thing. Here's the holdup, because like I guess like if you're looking at SummerSlam as like a show in a stadium that maybe caters to a more sort of like casual audience, there is an argument to be made that you want to keep it on the bigger act, or at least the more famous act, rather than two rookies, Fallon Henley and Laney Reed, right?
That does give me pause. I think these two are obviously a better name value, and perhaps you just somehow get to a rematch at SummerSlam somehow after tomorrow night. But
God, that would suck.
I think it would suck too.
A DQ finish, how about that?
Yeah, let's go. Why not?
I'm still predicting the title change, just to provide some value out of this show tomorrow. So anyway, that's that. Then we got Danhausen versus JD McDonagh in New York City. This one, my curiosity is not so much in the winner or loser, but just to maybe see what sort of reception Danhausen gets in New York, what they do with Cat that I'm now very aware of. And
Same here. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this will be a classic wrestling match of any description. It's just how you get to. I mean, Danhausen's going to be a bit of a folk hero here at Madison Square Garden. I think it's his big New York moment. Since the Knicks win. Yeah, there'll be expect some nonsense. I think there'll be cursings and there'll be Cat.
I am looking forward to like a really clever cursing moment. Like how they will show us the effects of the curse, which is essentially his finisher. So let's see what happens there. And then, of course, you'll have Kat and Dominic Mysterio, most likely, having some sort of interaction on the outside. I don't even know what this Cat dude looks like. So I just know him as Cat now. So thank you to our piece of that feedbacker. And then we got Bailey versus... they need to update this graphic because it's Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria, the new homeless Lyra Valkyria, who I think...
that graphic's terrible. Yeah,
will be very at home in Central Park, where she is likely going to be sleeping, this week.
Yep.
So your thoughts on this match?
I think this is a gimme for Lyra. I mean, they've just turned her heel. So yeah, this freshly turned character wins her first match for sure. I think that's the law, isn't it? In pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And Bailey, one of the great givers of the women's division is absolutely the right person to take the loss. I will say I find the newly revealed Lyra absolutely ridiculous. This idea that she's lost her mind. No problem. That's a pro wrestling thing that you can do. But where on earth did this jumper that she's now wearing come from? That it looks like she's lived in for like 10 years on a street, with all the holes in it and all the rest of it.
This is the look that Johnny Gargano should be having, like they should be trading looks here. But I listen, when you get betrayed or when you feel compelled to betray somebody, that does something to your psychology, and you forget to wash your clothes. You forget to change your clothes even, and you might go, I don't know, rolling down a hill of like spiky thorns or something to result in this. It is, I mean, it's a very cartoonish take on the story, but I don't think wrestling like necessarily shuns at that. I mean, look no further than like, I don't know, something like a Timeless Tony Storm that's about as out there initially as you could get, and that's worked out quite well for her.
I would say, though, if Timeless Tony Storm was just an outfit and kind of a few catchphrases, it would never have been what it was. She made it because she also made it hilarious. There was a ton of humor in the whole thing and very cleverness, and just the way she kept in kayfabe at the press conferences and all of that.
Yeah. And
they can get away with a bit more kind of edgy promos. That she excelled at. Lyra's performance on Monday, I kind of enjoyed it. It made me laugh, but maybe that's not the intended consequence. And for people who are just listening, Way has the new promo shot of Lyra, who just looks...
Thankfully, she didn't forget to dye her hair, although like maybe that's probably left over. So yeah, okay. No, this is going to be my gimmick of the year, all right? Hey, Didn't we say something very similar about Kit Wilson, and then look at how the internet reacted to us, right?
That is true. That is true.
So I'm not going to make the same mistake. This is going to be the best gimmick of 2026.
Okay.
All right.
From your lips to God's ears.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, Lyra wins, but like, do you see a continuation to SummerSlam?
I could see that. Yeah, I could see it being a bit of a program.
Yeah, I could see it too. Okay, I think maybe they should enter the ladder match, perhaps. Although it's a SmackDown only thing. Never mind.
Feels like it, yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay, and then lastly we got Jalen, Brunson, and Roman Reigns. Give me your prediction on this. Where is this leading? And
my prediction is that they get acknowledged by a very enthusiastic crowd. I also predict something else coming out of this. I don't know what on earth it would be. is Seth going to go so heel that, he in Madison Square Garden runs down the Knicks and runs down Jalen Brunson and all of that? Could be, I guess. But what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much I care. It's really the answer. Like this is it's your celebrity segment. I'm sure it will have some ties to Seth Rollins. I don't see Rollins getting cheered in MSG, where I think Reigns will be an overwhelming favorite anyway. Now, like they can build some sort of grudge between Reigns and Brunson, but I still don't think that'll be enough for the crowd to boo Roman Reigns. I feel like they'll boo Jalen Brunson before they boo Roman Reigns. Nah, probably not. I have no idea, dude, and I don't even care to make a prediction.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And I know Jalen Brunson through his WWE appearances, not because he's a sporting superstar in America. So.
Give me your thoughts on his entire career, and tell me your predictions for 2027.
Hell of a baller, and that will continue in 2027.
Right. Okay, well, thank you. And that was your Saturday night's main event preview, everybody, and predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys will join us tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, over at YouTube, or for most of you listening the very next day after, free ad-free edition for all of you guys in the Post Wrestling Cafe. So check out that, and again, check out the Wellness Policy coming out next Tuesday.
It's July on the Post Wrestling Cafe, and that means our extensive G1 coverage begins starting July 11th. We're going to have reviews of every single G1 card right up to and including the finals in the middle of August. Plus, Rewind Away takes a look at 2 episodes of Heels. We're also going to be going back to 2005 for a review of WrestleMania 21, and it is the start of our double shot episodes covering this season of Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, we are going to dive into the 3rd season of WWE Unreal. All that and so much more can be yours by signing up to the Post Wrestling Cafe. It gets you XL editions of Rewind to Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown, Collision Course on a weekly basis, MCU later, and so much more.